we encourage individuals to not come into our country illegally, to not break our federal laws, but that they will abide and come to our country the right way so that they can stay and have the opportunity to become United States citizens and pursue the American dream. Remember that a nation without borders is no nation at all. And we're so thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future.
Amid the intensifying immigration crackdown, a new report has revealed that thousands of migrants are reversing course at the U.S. border, according to reports. The phenomenon, called reverse flow migration, has reportedly hit Venezuelans hardest as hopes of reaching the U.S. collapse. Since 2017, nearly 8 million people fled Venezuela's crisis, but many are now giving up the journey north. The report ties the reversal to Trump's strict border policies, with many migrants citing policy changes as the reason. 46% reportedly point to policy shifts, while nearly half say they simply could not enter the U.S. Others cite running out of money or fearing detention, leaving them with little choice but to turn back, as per reports. The Darien Gap route once swelled with 500,000 crossings in 2023, but flows have collapsed this year. Tougher transit restrictions in Panama have closed the pipeline north, nearly shutting off the U.S. route. The U.S. also cut humanitarian aid, forcing NGOs and UN agencies to scale back critical support. With fewer services, migrants face hunger, exploitation, and abuse as they move through Central America. By July, U.S. border arrests hit an all-time low, with just 4,399 apprehensions and 0 releases. That compares to Biden's era, when crossings peaked at 8,000 to 10,000 per day during his highest surges. Now, stranded migrants are left in limbo across Latin America, unsure whether to go back or keep moving. Half of those interviewed say they'll return to Venezuela, while others consider Colombia or Chile. But many remain stuck in places like Necoclí and Medellin, sleeping in parks or abandoned buildings. Without aid, migrants resort to begging, informal work, or transactional sex to survive on the streets. UN officials have reportedly warned that these returnees are among the most vulnerable and need urgent protection. They caution that without help, migrants risk exploitation by traffickers and armed criminal groups.
As you know, when he campaigned to get elected as President of the United States, he promised the American people that he would secure our border, that he would ensure that the invasion of the illegal criminals that were coming into our country under the Biden administration would be stopped, and that he would do all that he could to restore the safety to our American communities. And he has done exactly that. In fact, today we have the most secure U.S. border that we've ever had in the history of this nation. It's incredible the work that he has done along with the good folks out of CBP and ICE and law enforcement, federal agencies in partnership with states like Texas right here, and also with our local law enforcement that have stepped up and deployed individuals and resources to help us secure this border. Today we're going to be talking about the incredible work that these individuals have done in making sure that we're continuing to construct infrastructure. And when you look at what is behind us as far as the wall that is being built, you see obviously the structure, but also there will be more added to it as far as technology, cameras, sensors that will ensure that it will be secure far into the future, and that will be efficient as well, with our resources and our individuals and our agents that are out here on duty day and night making sure that America is safe. Remember that a nation without borders is no nation at all. And we're so thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future. Now, if you look at the structure that's behind me, it's tall, which makes it very, very difficult to climb, almost impossible. It also goes deep into the ground, which would make it very difficult, if not impossible, to dig under. And today, we are also going to be painting it black. That is specifically at the request of the president, who understands that in the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer, and it will make it even harder for people to climb. So we are going to be painting the entire southern border wall black to make sure that we encourage individuals to not come into our country illegally, to not break our federal laws, but that they will abide and come to our country the right way so that they can stay and have the opportunity to become United States citizens and pursue the American dream. Now, we got an incredible amount of resources allocated to us in the big, beautiful bill. And we're so thankful for that because that's going to allow us to continue construction. The construction right now is at the pace of a little bit less than a half a mile a day. And the border wall will look very different based on the topography and the geography of where it is built. Here you see structure. We will have waterborne infrastructure that will be put in place as well, and then that technology will be installed. And we'll utilize that to make sure that we're doing due diligence in securing every single inch of our border. And it's not just our southern border that we are concerned with and putting resources into. It is every border from our maritime seas to also our northern border to make sure that the American citizens can have safety, but also that our laws are enforced.
Noem credited the One Big Beautiful Bill that was passed by Congress in July for allocating an incredible amount of resources that she said is going to allow us to continue construction of the wall. The secretary said that construction on the wall is advancing at a pace of close to half a mile per day. Besides additional wall and the new paint job, Noem said the administration is also investing in technology, cameras, sensors, and waterborne infrastructure that she said will ensure the border will be secure far into the future, and that will be efficient as well.
It's specifically going to be on structure that looks like this, that's made out of steel, and it is to protect the infrastructure from wear and tear and erosion that would occur. But also it is because the president specifically recognized that black gets hotter in this weather and in this heat and in this sun, and that when you touch something that's hot during these kinds of temperatures, it's very difficult to climb it, very difficult to cut it, to handle it. And he wants to make it as difficult as possible for individuals who are trying to break our laws. He means what he says, and he follows through on what he says he's going to do. And this was something he spoke to me about after the election that he wanted to do. And when he was sworn in, we immediately got to work on setting up the opportunity that when the structure is built, that it would be painted so it would be protected and that it would be hot. We encourage individuals to not come into our country illegally, to not break our federal laws, but that they will abide and come to our country the right way so that they can stay and have the opportunity to become United States citizens and pursue the American dream. Remember that a nation without borders is no nation at all. And we're so thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future.